Hello, movie people. Welcome to a new episode of the CineGuy. I'm your host, Steven Angulo. Let's talk film. Oh, boy. Well, looks like we found the most trippiest movie of 2020. I mean, it still boggles my mind, and I saw this film like 2-3 weeks ago? Oh my gosh. So, Vivarium sees Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots as a pretty normal couple looking for a home, start a new life. But when they do find their new home, it's in this strange, massive suburbs which hides a much more sinister secret. They find out they have been chosen to partake in a rather strange, experiment of some sort, in which the only way they can leave the house is if they raise a child. Okay, so when I saw this trailer for the first time, I had so many questions, why can't they leave the suburb? Are they in purgatory and this is their punishment? Maybe their first kid died because of them, so now they're forced to raise a child to, fix their mistakes? Or is it a science experiment in which they get to, somebody who knows who is working on their psychosis when it comes to parenthood? It's just so crazy and confusing, and let's just follow the story and we'll see where this goes. So the couple meets with this real estate guy who looks like a really creepy Mormon with a British accent, as if they weren't creepy enough. And he shows them the house. Now, this house looks like a regular suburb, oh, okay. Nah, it looks pretty nice. Looks like a great place to retire. But the thing is, they're the only occupants in this whole neighborhood. Every house looks the same, has a lawn and everything. But where is everybody? And when they try to escape, they end up back at the house. So they're trapped in this constant loop of coming back to the house. They can't get away. And the only way to escape is when they receive a care package and there's a baby inside of it. And their instructions are raise the baby and be released. No, you guessed it, they will not get released. And this baby did not come from anybody that we may know. This is a kid straight from hell. This child is growing quickly as the months go by, and he is so sadistic that he screeches until he gets what he wants. He won't stop screaming until you give him the correct portion of cereal, or you let him do his own thing. So in other words, I guess he is an American child. But it is pretty clear this child is hiding something sinister. Especially when he leaves in the middle of the day to receiving instructions maybe. He's just gone. And when he is in the house, he's watching television, but it's these strange, staticky, black and white patterns, kind of like a moving Rorschach test. But it's just so I don't know. It's kind of okay, the film Poltergeist? It's kind of like that. The television is communicating with the kid. I don't know what connection he has with it, but there's something going on there. So it is pretty clear that something isn't right. This kid cannot be human, especially when Imogen Poots asks him, "So who else are you seeing?" And when the kid imitates the person he's seeing, his neck expands into these giant red veiny bubbles, and he starts talking a strange language. So this kid is an alien. This is a strange, sadistic science fiction psychological thriller, and Poots and Eisenberg are trapped. I mean, it's a terrifying experience, because why pick these two out of so many people in the U.S.? Not just the U.S., the world. They've done nothing wrong. They're just a normal young couple. I mean, Eisenberg is a handyman, and Poots is a teacher. What did they have to do? This makes no sense. So it just shows that the motive of the aliens is that, okay, they pick random innocent people to torture. That's a new brand of science fiction horror right there. Now, obviously there's a much bigger plan here, although it isn't determined in the end why the aliens chose these two. Like, once the child grows up, okay, here's a big spoiler. They end up dying. All right, and the child's like a grown man now, and he's the one who ends up burying them. So like, he takes their car, fills it up with gas, and then like drives out of the suburb with, with no problem at all. He just exited like, so like, what happened there? Was there like, was Eisenberg and Poots psychologically, strained to like, make them think, oh, they can't escape? And I don't know what power these aliens have to like making them go around in a circle or anything, but because this man managed to like just leave, carefree. What is going on? But when the man drives back to the real estate office, that same agent is right there, but he's like dying. Like, he's there like losing his every breath that he has. And then when he does die, the now grown-up child puts him in a body bag, folds him up and puts him away, and then another couple comes in to look for a house, and the cycle just continues. So like, is there a plan to just keep torturing couples until they're satisfied? Okay, here's my theory, and I'm guessing it's the correct one. In the beginning of the movie, we're introduced to cuckoo birds, in which once the baby bird is born, the mother pushes it out of the nest, and a different bird raises the kid. Then once the kid grows up, it goes back to the nest, the original nest, and feeds off the mother bird. So in a way, these like alien species, in order for them to, they have like a shorter lifespan, and in order for them to survive, they have to have, somebody stronger than them to raise them. And who better to raise a child than humans? I mean, we have emotions, we're caring and all that stuff. So we have what it takes to like, raise a kid. Then when the child's all grown up, he will dispose of the surrogate parents and then go back to like, his true path to continue the cycle. And that way, this species continues to exist. And it has shown that this has been going on for a while, because when Poots attacks the grown-up boy, he dives underneath the house, and Poots follows, and they're like in this like strange new dimension. And then Poots ends up falling into many different dimensions, involving different couples with different boys. So, and like, the upsetting thing and disturbing thing is that each like person that she sees in these like different dimensions, the psychological strain takes over them. Like, a lot of them end up like, killing themselves or like contemplating death and everything. They just can't handle this anymore. So this ain't a testament about parenthood. This is just like a messed up way of keeping an alien species alive. It is just so trippy. Now imagine if they didn't raise the child, because Eisenberg was all for locking the kid away and letting him die, starve to death. But Poots insisted, no, let's just keep doing this. Let's raise the kid. Well, here's the thing. The reason humans were chosen for this really, really odd job is simple. We're prone to emotions. Poots grew attached to the boy, and she's all like, let's just raise it and then we'll go out. But Eisenberg, he just wants the easy way out, pretty much. He's like, look, if we kill the kid, then maybe we'll be free. Who knows? But then again, what if they did kill the kid? Would they be trapped in there forever? Or would the aliens come and kill them? Or since the aliens don't want to have power over them, will their minds be free and able to leave the suburb and never go back there again? I don't know, so many questions left unanswered. Now, what makes this film really, really great is the performances of Eisenberg and Poots. Eisenberg is the, the physical... He's like the physical bond of this couple. He's the one who starts digging a hole to try and, find a way out of this, out of this prison that they're in. While Poots is the more emotional bond, and she starts to, try and become a mother to this kid. But despite their wish for freedom, it just does not work out at the end. Eisenberg ends up pretty much dying of exhaustion from, all that strain on his mind and like just the hunger for freedom. He's the first one to die. And it was just so disturbing how like when Poots asks the grown boy for help, all he does comes up with a body bag. Like, oh my gosh, this species of alien is just so awful, and oh my gosh, maybe they're feeding off on like the human emotion of like anger and contempt. So like they feel no condolences for the fact that they just killed another human. To them, it's just like, you did your job, now rest. Oh my gosh, and of course Poots follows and dying, and oh my gosh, they practically just dug up their own grave at this point, and oh wow. Kid buries them, cycle continues, and this piece of alien still runs on. This is so messed up. Overall, it's an interesting science fiction thriller which introduces like a new species of sci-fi horror with these new aliens that they don't like physically get you, but they all like, it's all psychological. They know the way to destroying a human being is through their mind. And let's just say after watching this, I'm never moving to a suburb. I will happily live in a city with people that are like me, and I will be free. And if anyone with like a short sleeve white shirt and a tie walks up to me, offer me something, I'm going to punch them. Mormons beware. So my final rating is 7.8 body bags out of 10 holes that people dug up and then they end up getting buried. My gosh, rest in peace, you two. You did not deserve that horrible fate. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and join the crew. And I'll see you next time for another awesome review. Also, be sure to follow the Instagram at CineGuy Steven. And check out my podcast, Real Movie Critic vs. the CineGuy. It stars me and my good buddy Hans Martin Jr., the Real Movie Critic. You can also check him out on his website at therealmoviecritic.com. And you can follow the podcast at CernPOV.com, which is home to many, many amazing podcasts, all to satisfy your nerdy beings. This is Steven Angulo signing off. That's a wrap.